I'd like to welcome you to this video to help you navigate your field education requirements for your degree program. My name is Brett Widman and I serve in the Office of Contextual and Lifelong Learning, or CALL, as the director. Sherilyn Kane is the Assistant Director in the Office of Contextual and Lifelong Learning. Together we will provide leadership, instruction, and guide you through your field education journey. A little bit about me is that I served in churches in Oregon, Washington, and California in various roles before coming here to North Park Seminary. Sherilyn has served in the Central Conference in various ministry roles, and both of us are ordained in the Evangelical Covenant Church. We both graduated from North Park Theological Seminary with our Master of Divinity. The purpose of field education is to reflect on and apply the content you not only are receiving as a student, but also the content you're created in your classrooms for your context. We are intentional about our reflection, intersectional of the classroom content to your ministry context, and integrative of your life and identity into your ministry. What are the field education requirements and when do you need to take them? The first one is Vocational Excellence, and it's a 1-credit course that you will take at the beginning of your degree program. The second is an Intercultural Development module, which we call the IDM, and it's 1 credit. It's taken at the beginning of your program as well. Then you have internship. If you are getting an MDiv, you will need 8 credits for your MDiv of internship. And if you're getting an MACF, you'll get 4 credits for your internship. And you will take these credits when it's convenient for you to fit your schedule. The Theological Reflection module, which is the TRM, is 1 credit and is taken at the end of your program. Clinical Pastoral Education, which is called CPE, is required for the MDiv, but not the MACF. However, should a student want to use CPE as 2 credits for the required internship credits, you can. I'll go over that in a few minutes. Let's go over these more specifically here. Vocational Excellence. The catalog listing for this is FLDC 5300. And this intensive is taken at the beginning of your program and focuses on issues of vocational identity and healthy professional patterns. In addition, it is designed to explore the meaning of credentialed and endorsed ministry in the Evangelical Covenant Church and the responsibilities and competencies of those called into these positions. Areas of inquiry will include licensing, commissioning, ordination, ethical guidelines, formal care and discipline, collegiality, and ministerial health and boundaries. The Intercultural Development module, the catalog number for this is FLDC 7315. This is a 1-day reflection module, addresses the many cultural dimensions that influence our individual and communal narratives. Such cultural intersections may include race, ethnicity, gender, age, socioeconomic, education, as well as organizational culture, and not limited to these descriptions. Diversity permeates every aspect of our personal and professional lives, which can be enriching and also anxiety-producing. These intersections that can be conflictual because of differences, assumptions, and biased reactions can be learning opportunities that foster intercultural development. Furthermore, the technical age is rapidly advancing multicultural ministry contexts locally and abroad. The intent of this course is reflective, experiential, and formational. The content will include case studies brought by each student, as well as the intercultural development inventory used by the Evangelical Covenant Church to help understand culture. This module is taken at the beginning of the program so that we have a starting point and can measure growth throughout the program. The next thing that is required is your internship. Now, why internship? The word is actually misleading as it implies that you are young and lacking in ministerial experience, whereas actually you may be older and have been serving in ministry for a very long time. However, that is not what an internship is. Internship is the liminal space between your classroom experience and a specific ministerial context. As a student, you're going to be receiving content from the faculty through lectures, and you're going to be reading lots of books from various authors, as well as creating your own content through your classes. The internship is designed for you to apply what you've learned and are learning into a very real ministry context. The desire of the internship is to be intentional with that content, intersectional and integrative. Think of your internship like a laboratory in a science class, a place to test and try what is and has learned in the classroom. Since North Park will provide the classroom experience, you will get to experiment your classroom content in a lab, which is your ministry context, applying what you have conceptually learned in the classroom. For maximum growth in education, the classroom and the context are crucial. Well, how do you get these internship credits? Well, you will register for FLDC 7310. And for the MDiv, you're going to need to get 8 internship credits. Well, how do you get these credits? The credits are connected to how many hours a week you serve in a ministry context throughout a specific semester. If you serve 8 hours a week, you can get 1 credit. If you serve 16 hours a week, you get 2 credits. If you serve 24 hours a week, 3 credits. Finally, 34 hours gets you 4 credits per semester. As you can see, you will need to spread out your internship credits because you cannot get all 8 in one semester. You need to plan to schedule what works best for you to serve in a specific ministry context for how many hours it will take you. You can register for these internship credits throughout your degree program. There is a specific checklist that you will need to accomplish as you are pursuing these credits for an MDiv student. They are worship services, the preaching, worship planning and leading, and special services of the collected worship community. Leadership, the management and leadership of a ministerial context. What does leadership do to create a healthy work and relational life in the ministry context? Pastoral care, the shepherding and caring for members within the ministry context. Intercultural development, growing in intercultural development competencies in your internship. And finally, formation and education, the creation and implementation of formation and education within the ministry context. During the internship experience, you will have a supervisor, a laity committee that will provide feedback, encouragement, and prayer as you complete your checklist in your ministry context. Instructions for the supervisor and laity committee will be given during the semesters you register for the internship credits. The internship credits for the MACF is the same catalog listing, FLDC 7310, for 4 credits. You will get these credits in the same way that the MDiv student mentioned in the slides before. We have a specific checklist for our MACF students in their internship credits. It is, again, worship service will not require preaching, but worship planning and leading and special services of the collected worship community. Leadership, the management and leadership of a ministerial context. What does leadership do to create a healthy work and relational life in the ministry context? Intercultural development, growing in intercultural development competencies, and formation and education, the creation and implementation of formation and education within the ministry context. The MACF student will also have a supervisor and a laity committee exactly like the MDiv program while you complete your internship credits. Internship subsidy, it is actually encouraged that the ministry context provides some financial assistance while you complete your internship requirements within a ministry context. However, this is not possible for some contexts, and we realize that. We do have a subsidy provided by the ministerium of the Evangelical Covenant Church, and should you want to apply for this subsidy, please contact me directly, and I will guide you through this process. How do you find an internship? This is completely up to you and your desired learning goals for your internship. If you're serving presently in a ministry context, you can get your credits within that context. If you're seeking a different place to get your credits, you can do that as well. If you need assistance in finding a context, you can contact the Office of Contextual and Lifelong Learning, and we could provide some suggestions and options. The Theological Reflection module is 1 credit, and the catalog listing is FLDC 7318. This module is a collegial, case study-driven experience through which the entire field education experience is reviewed. It is linked to the student's final assessment and usually takes place in the student's final year. You will take the IDI again, as you did in the IDM, to measure your growth throughout your degree program. Clinical Pastoral Education, the catalog listing for that is FLDC 6200. This is an experience where a student serves as a chaplain in an accredited CPE site. The student locates and applies to this site directly and can be found at www.acpe.edu. This is a requirement for the MDiv, but not for the MACF. However, an MACF can get 2 credits for this internship through CPE. If a student would like to have their CPE requirements count for 2 credits, whether they are in the MDiv student or an MACF, they should discuss this with the call staff. Finally, how do you register for your field education credits? Just like you do all the other courses, through the North Park website. In conclusion, as the title indicates, this is field education, where you will experiment and be formed in the field through the content you receive from your courses and the content you create in your courses. The Office of Call will help you reflect on what you're learning, the context of your learning, and how to grow in your call. Bless you.